I remember when I was in high school, my high school job was I worked at Chuck E. Cheese's. I dressed up in that costume. I did that, and I felt like a clown. I mean, I was, you know, 17, 18 years old, but I mean, working at Chuck E. Cheese's, it's kind of like not the most magnetic thing, being in a rat costume. And then I was also working in the cafeteria at my school, working in the kitchen, right? And so when you're younger, you're in high school, right? You're just trying to make some extra money. It's not that big of a deal. You just kind of get a job where you can, when you're like 16, 17, 18 years old. And when I was in high school, I felt like I was just trying to fit in. I didn't really belong in any kind of group. And the school that I went to was an inner city school in high school. And it was pretty racially divided or segregated. And I don't know, it just is what it is. I mean, I was always the one who never really fit in any kind of group. I was just trying to find people that I connected with. And, I was always the person who was a little bit different. And I would vibe with anyone and want to, be friends and talk to anyone that seemed like they had good energy, someone that was nice. And I was never really the cool kid when I was younger. I got made fun of in school. I had a learning disability my whole entire life. It took me 7 years to finish college. And I just really always had a tough time fitting in. I was the nice guy for so long. And then I decided to go in the Marines right out of high school. I went to combat, and I was in an environment that really shaped me, really molded me. And I actually ended up getting a tattoo on my side that says, as iron sharpens iron, so one man sharpens another. And it was then, the life experience and just building value into myself. Got certified as a personal trainer. I got in really good shape. I finished college eventually. I started my own business during COVID after working as a trainer in a gym, and started to make a little bit more money. And then I started to, I got a corporate job and started making some more money, having a great physique. And it was all these things, all these experiences. I was never the cool person. I was never the cool kid. I'm not saying I'm cool now, but I mean, I have my shit together, and I feel like in order to have a magnetic aura, you have to seriously put in the work on yourself. There's people that you're around and you're just like, man, there's just something about that person. Like, I just feel that energy. You just feel that good energy. And it's the kind of energy where you even find out people maybe are talking about you even when you're not there. Sometimes it's bad, but sometimes it's good. Like, we were just talking about you, blah, blah, blah. Even when you're not there in their presence, it's memorable. You make an impression on people. How do you have a magnetic aura? Well, you have to have confidence. And where does confidence come from? It comes from starting in the gym and having, a physique that you can be proud of, building a body. But it's not only just that, it's deeper than that. That's just the surface level, right? It's really from knowing that you don't need anyone's approval. It's being outcome independent. It's feeling like no matter what happens, I'm good and I have me. And having a magnetic aura also means that you don't have any kind of any negative energy in your life, and you always prioritize your mental health and your energy first. Having a magnetic aura, it's living a life that makes you feel on fire. It's living a life where even if you have, a corporate job, maybe you have other hobbies and things that you're doing on the side, other interests, and, you have an abundant life, you have amazing friends in your life. This is really all the things that kind of help build a magnetic aura. It's having good communication. It's making eye contact and making people feel heard. Being a good listener, being fully present. People that have a magnetic aura are people who, not in necessarily an arrogant way, but they know that they're the shit. And they know that they have put in the work on themselves. It's going through the fire in life. It's through the trials and the tribulations and the hardships and all these things that build confidence. And it's from an intrinsic state. It's not about the cars and all the flashy stuff and the watches and all this crap that you see on Instagram. It's really about the internal state of the man. And being magnetic, man, it's living life with intention, living life with purpose. Like, you wake up every single day, you have a plan of action. Nobody else is running your day. You're writing the story for your day. You're planning your day out, and you're getting after it, and you're going after what you want in life. It's people who realize that you only have one life, and I am going to give every single day to the best of my ability, and I'm going to chip away at my goals, and I'm going to do what the fuck I want to do. Having a magnetic aura, it's like I talk about from an intrinsic state, right? An internal state, it's your self-talk. How do you talk to yourself on a regular basis? What kind of things are you saying about yourself? A good exercise for you to do is when you wake up in the morning, you don't have any clothes on or whatever, look at yourself in the mirror. It's expressing self-love to you, saying positive things to yourself in the mirror every single day. I'm proud of me for what I've done. I'm proud of me for where I'm heading. And I know that I have a lot of value to bring. And it's also only sharing your energy with people who reciprocate, right? It's being selective of who you allow into your life. And not just sharing your energy with everyone, It's how do you have a magnetic aura? It is protecting your time and energy, especially, well, they're both important, but especially your energy, because your time and your energy are the two most precious things that you have. And in order to have this pure magnetic energy, you have to have intrinsic confidence, but you also, have to love yourself. And you have to make other people feel heard as well. So I think listening is great. Improving your communication skills, your listening skills. When someone's talking to you, you are fully present and focused on the conversation. Just like right now, right here. I'm sitting here talking to you right now. I'm not talking to a camera. I'm talking to you. And you're making eye contact with that person. And you're making them feel heard. You're making them feel seen. And no matter what else you have going on in your life, you are fully present with that person right then, right there. And when you walk into a room, you have this aura about you. People can feel it, man. Another part of this too that a lot of you guys sleep on is not watching porn. Porn is a bad energy. It's a negative energy. There's lots of stuff that goes on, in that community between, the men and the women. For both of them, they're damaged. It's toxic. And so when you're not whacking it off every day, especially whacking it off every day, and when you're not whacking it off to this nasty stuff, you have a different energy, and people can feel that energy, man. They can feel that energy. Like, it's just something that you can't fake. There's no amount of materialistic things that can make you appear to be magnetic. It's from an intrinsic state, man. It's not something that you can buy. You have to put in the work. And just not allowing toxic people into your life, the weeds of life, right? You have to look at your life like you are in soil, right? And the more weeds you have in it, the more negative energy and toxic, shit that you're dealing with, man, it's just going to drag you down. It's going to weigh you down. It's going to affect you as well. Also, too, having a lot of casual hookups and low vibrational, connections with these women out here, that is also going to take away from your aura. And so you have to protect your energy at all costs. And be kinder to yourself. Be hard on yourself, but you should have positive self-talk. You guys need to work on your self-talk, the inner dialogue that you have, the stories that you have, the stories that you tell yourself, whatever it is that's going on in your life. You've got to fix whatever's going on in your life. You got to get a grip on it. And little by little, as you start to fix these things, and tackle things, whether it's, your finances that need work, your relationships, your body, you don't like your job, you're not making enough money, like whatever it is. If you do an evaluation of your life and you're not happy with where you are, well, we got to start chipping away at those things little by little. So right now there's a handful of things in your life that need a lot of work, lots of vices and addictions and things that you're struggling with. You need to get out a journal and you need to start listing out all the areas that you know in your life that need improvement and just start chipping away at them little by little and journal daily. Write about your, hold yourself accountable. Write about your struggles daily and how you're improving. Reflect on it. And, nobody's got it figured out. Nobody has this shit figured out in life. Some people are better at covering it up, but there are some people that have it more together than others. And it's just a little by little. I mean, look, this comes from somebody who's hit rock bottom. I've struggled financially for years. I struggle with depression. I struggle with feeling a lack of purpose and direction. But you have to cut ties with things, people, places that no longer serve you. And if you feel your intuition telling you, yeah, maybe I should let these relationships go, they're dragging me down, maybe I should move, maybe I should switch career paths, maybe I should start over, maybe, I should leave a relationship, whatever it is, like start listening to that voice and start making those changes one by one, because all these things are holding you back. Magnetic aura, man, it's being on fire with life. It's being present and loving the life that you have. And if you don't love your life, it's your responsibility to start rearranging and building a life that you actually do like. And that's what it's all about. You have to accept your flaws that you have, because no one's perfect, and own your power in fixing them. And some things we're never going to be perfect, bro, but you have to have these hard conversations with yourself and be honest with yourself about what needs work. And like I said, auditing all the self-talk that you have with yourself on a daily basis, because it's all about the mindset and the energy at the end of the day. And really, man, when you have a clear mission that's bigger than yourself to build, to serve, something that you can chip away at every single day to master, having that purpose and that direction, that mission, like being mission oriented. Like when I was in the Marine Corps, we always had a mission, an overarching mission, and then we had objectives that we had to complete. When you have that, it gives you a magnetic, it's one of the major components of having a magnetic aura, because something so deeply is etched into your soul that you feel so pulled to, that gives you the confidence because you're putting in the work, and day by day, brick by brick, things are coming together. And you're, whether it's the business or the body or the side project or the hobby or whatever it is that you're doing, it could be anything. That starts to give you that aura, and having that like clear mission and aligning your daily actions with that mission. I talk about mastering your day, owning the day, seizing the reins on your life, writing your own story, having a plan for the day, and every single thing that you do is aligning with that mission. Like what I'm doing today, scrolling on social media, doom scrolling on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, like, is this helping me grow? Is this putting me a step or two closer to my goal, or is this taking me a step or two back? And it's all these little things that start to add up over time that can take away from you having that magnetic aura that you want. And it's a continuous thing that we're building constantly. Your mission gives your words and presence weight. People are drawn to that clarity. When somebody knows what they want and where they're going, and they're moving every single thing with intention, people are drawn to that, man. Especially in a day and age where most people are lost and they're drifting through life and they're constantly distracted and addicted to video games and TV and Netflix and the next cheap dopamine hit and their vape and everything else. And like I said, in porn, when you don't have these chains, these shackles, you're much more free and you're much more pure, and you're allowing all this negativity in the weeds and other people's drama and bullshit to affect your aura. That's how you get that. That's how you get that. That's how you build an aura that you want. How you build a magnetic aura. And like I said, man, where does confidence comes from? It comes from stacking wins every single day. That's getting up early when you don't want to get up. When the alarm clock goes off and you get up and you go to the gym, even when it's cold, even when you're tired, even when you don't feel like it, even when everything is telling you don't want to go, you got up and you went anyway. It's that. It's then maybe going and doing a cold shower, the cold plunge. It's crushing a hard workout, an hour a day before you do something for someone else. It's putting you first and saying, you know what? I'm going to stack wins every single day. It's meal prepping on a weekend. It's going to the grocery store, getting what you need, eating the same things consistently until you get to your goal. And we never arrive, right? Because we're always moving the bar in life. But it's, there's some seasons where it's like, hey, you know what? 3 months, 6 months, a year, I'm going all in on my physique. I really want to transform myself. It's going to take everything in you to transform your physique. Everything. You're going to have to shed old relationships, old habits, old beliefs. You're going to have to completely kill your old self in order for a new self to evolve, in order to get that magnetic energy that you want, that you desire. And it's a very painful road. It's just like the polarity of life, the duality, the yin and the yang. With wanting to have such an abundant life, there's so much pain and struggle and darkness that you must go through in order to get to that point. And, when you start to crush wins, stacking wins every single day after day, week after week, month after month, and you're seeing some progress in the gym. It's like, I'm looking better. I'm feeling better. Strength is going up. Money's starting to go up. I'm getting some progress. I'm seeing some progress actually in my life. Over time, that makes you more confident. It starts to give you a new aura. I mean, man, it's just all the things that you do on the day-to-day and all the little things that really add up. And another part of this too is, like I said, you got to have a social strategy. So like becoming a better listener and being more emotionally tapped into people, and like being more connected, being more present, asking good questions. I've been in sales now for about 4 years, and one thing I've learned is it's made me a good listener, and it's given me the ability to understand how to ask good questions and deeper questions too, to try to understand people, follow-up questions, communication, man, make people feel heard, make people feel seen. And if you haven't read the book, The Lost Art of Listening, that's a really good book. Also, The Greatness Mindset by Lewis Howes. There's a million. There's How to Win Friends and Influence People is another one. Influence, The Psychology of Persuasion by Robert Cialdini, I think that's his name. Really good book as well. There's so many. Asking people questions like, you're on a date with a girl, you're talking to a friend or something, like what lights you up? What are you excited about right now in your life? Like, if you had a year to do anything, what would that one thing be? And like I said, just giving people your full attention, celebrating others. I was a personal trainer, a coach for a long time. I still do some coaching, by the way. And I've been like a cheerleader for people, being a coach, and so that's really important. It's making people feel special and celebrating their wins. That makes people feel amazing. But you got to cut out the toxic people. They drain you. The energy vampires, the crocodiles, right? In the pond, right? The crocodiles in the pond. We got to get them out of there. It's just like having the energy vampires. If somebody's not adding value to your life, get them out. If you got to pay attention to how you feel around people. Anybody that you're around from now on, I want you to pay attention to how your energy changes, how you feel. Some people drain you, right? And they suck the life out of you and you don't feel good. It's like, you know how you're around someone, you're kind of like, I don't really feel too good around that person. I kind of feel off, kind of feel kind of stressed out, feel kind of like dragged down, kind of low energy, kind of like, you know what I'm talking about, right? But then you're around somebody, you feel motivated, inspired, you feel lit up, you feel, wow, like I feel really good being around this person. This person makes me feel really good. Pay attention to how your energy changes around people. I want you to start doing that. It's a huge action step for you. And like I said, man, magnetism really, it's not about being impressive necessarily. I mean, yeah, there's good communicators, good speakers, people who have charisma, and they're good at influencing people, and they have good communication skills. But it's not about necessarily being impressive so much as it is about being in alignment. Like, you are living life in alignment, congruent. What you say, you walk the walk, and you like what you say is in alignment with how you look and how you act. Your actions are in alignment with your life, your daily, and it's in the daily habits, man. It's in the small habits. And at the end of the day, when you accept yourself, when you stay present, and when you protect your peace, you don't chase, you attract. So anyway, that's all I got for you guys today. If this video resonated, bro, drop a comment down below. Let me know which part resonated the most. Like the video, and then subscribe. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.